Hi, this is Anders.
And I'm Björn, and we're In Flames. I just want to say thank you to all the viewers of Imperium. Thanks for supporting us.
Here with Björn and Anders from In Flames. How are you guys doing today?
Very good. Yeah, really good.
I should say very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. It's the first day of promotion, so we're in a
fairly fresh,
good spirit.
Yeah. So you don't have all the answers yet totally in place?
No.
No. See if you can surprise us.
Okay. The new album will come on 1st of March. And a couple of singles are already out. And one thing I noticed on your Facebook webpage was when the first video came out, people always complain that this is not Colony or this is not Oracle. How does this feel for you guys?
Doesn't feel anything. We're used to that now.
Yeah, and it's our 13th album, and this has happened since. Well, my first record. Yours too was Jester Race, and already when we did Oracle it was not the Jester Race anymore, and then this has continued since, and we decided very early that we do this for us, and when we're happy and satisfied with the record, played to the best of our abilities and songs that we want to hear, then anybody else's opinion, we won't let their opinion change what we do. Let's put it like that.
Maybe this is a surprise to anyone. Maybe this is an exclusive just for you guys. But there will never be another Colony. You know? It's just like this, because we can't do that anymore. I mean, we won't do it. It's not right to ourselves, to our fans. 20 years later, we try to portray something that we did, you know, such a long time ago.
But you're right, yeah. That's gonna be the comments, and it has been. But it doesn't affect anything what we do, because we have to be in the very essence of the word. We need to be true to ourselves, and that means that we need to be happy. We can't do it for anybody else. And that's as simple as it is.
Yeah. I guess if you put the new album and Oracle next to each other and listen to them back to back, I mean, of course you hear the differences, but if you listen to the whole journey. Exactly.
I'd rather see people make that journey, or even better, backwards, if they just are new to In Flames and listen back, and they will hopefully understand some of the evolution that we don't think about it, because it's just the next record and sort of a musical stamp of where we are right now when we do the individual records, and that for me sounds like a natural progression.
Yeah. And then I don't think it's even fair to make that comparison, because there's a lot of different guitars, different shows, different amps, different vocal mics, different producers, and a lot of beers in between. So you can't really
different members.
Yeah. So you can't really put them together. It's just it's one album in the evolution of In Flames. And we're gonna continue to just
disappoint.
Exactly, we're gonna continue to disappoint. We're gonna explore what is In Flames. You know, like what's the essence, what we can do with our sound. I mean, we're here to make melodic metal, and whatever that means, it's different to different people.
Yeah, you know? And I guess there will always be these who think that the first demo was the best one.
Of course, yeah. And which is fine.
Yeah.
No, it's not world politics we're dealing with here. It's music. It's entertainment. It's hopefully a pause from regular shit that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
For an hour that the record is, or an hour and a half that the show might be. So that's really what it is.
Yeah. But when you go to making the 13th record after a few thousand beers and several years and gigs and everything, is it hard to find out something new to say, musically and lyrically and so forth?
No, you mentioned it earlier when we were talking about something that, like, I think that most of our sound and stuff like that got shaped early on I mean, as a band, you search for a sound and stuff like that, but I think that once that is established, you just try to find new ways of expressing a great melody. Again, this is a taste thing, so what I think is a great melody might not fit everybody, but it fits us. And the same with him. This is a great idea I have, and I usually agree very much. So, and it just happens. We don't write on the road. We don't really compile ideas over the touring time at all. It's like when we feel like it's time for a new record, we talk to management and a record label and what's a good time to have it out, and they say maybe that date, and then okay, we have to work backwards, and to know when we need to start working on the album.
It's a natural process for real. It's and then when it's time to make an album, then it's not difficult at all. Right now, thinking about the next album, then maybe it seems harder and more in the distance, But when we're there, and then we are the writing mode and writing process. It's everything comes naturally, and if it doesn't appear on the album.
Yeah, exactly.
And the ideas just come.
Was that
the ideas just come?
Yeah, I mean, when you put yourself in that situation, and it's not like, oh, I have to make a record. It's like, oh, I want to make a record, and then it's easier, and especially the way that we are working nowadays is very inspiring and super efficient in many ways, because we're sitting right there making it, and we don't. Some bands do it well, we don't. But we don't go and rehearse for 4 weeks, all of us, or 8 weeks or whatever, and then jam out songs. We write and focus on what we think is good. Basically put it straight on tape, and then we have some sort of loose demo that we work around. And for us, it needs to be that natural starting point, and that's when you're in that mood or mode. It just happens. I can't explain it differently.
Yeah, I remember Anders, you said last after.
I say a lot of things.
Yeah.
Really?
Might not be true.
But one thing regarding the previous album was that it's always an interesting thing that you go into the studio, you have nothing, and you come out with something.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a great accomplishment,
I never saw it like that, but you mentioned it a couple times. It's like, yeah, it's right. There's a blank paper, like a blank sheet. And all of a sudden, all this turns out. I don't know what happened. It happened. No, it's a cool process.
Something in the water.
Yeah. Speaking of water.
No, we really enjoy it, but it's like an on and off switch,
Yeah. But I understood now you went to Los Angeles. That I guess you did last time as well. But now you work more together.
No, we did. We started with the very same setup we had now. We started on Battles. That's why we wanted to go back, and that's why we choose the same team and
same producer.
Everything was the same but different. It was a different house we were living in and so on. But we basically we had a good time last time, so we want to do it again and take a bit more time, be more relaxed and more give the writing side of things more time when we're in Los Angeles. On the previous album, Björn had more stuff with him, like a bag of riffs. This time the bag was tiny, but there were some, the only good ones. But then a lot of them, the rest was written right there, right then.
We were really confident and comfortable too in that environment, because it worked so well on Battles that we knew that we don't need to be. This is probably the wrong way of putting it, but we didn't need to be super prepared, because we knew what we were going to expect, and that makes the whole process easier. And the way Howard has his team set up, everything is super easy and quick, so it saved us hours every day, not sitting waiting for somebody to dial in the right guitar tone or the right kick drum sound or whatever. It's like it was all there. It works already, which means that we can focus on recording and still have energy and hours left of the day to go home to the house and continue writing. So that writing process was part of it, like just the writing process turned into the recording, still writing process, and it suits us really well.
do you work in silos? I mean, with text and melodies, for instance, or the songs, or do you work as collaborate as a band, or how does it work?
Well, we have our main territories that we are responsible of, but we work in. You say conjunction?
It's overlapping nowadays.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be. It used to be music first, done, and then 4 days of recording vocals, which is not only unfair, but it's kind of, for us it didn't work because it's not. A lot of times we missed a lot of cool stuff. I think that could have happened. We've noticed now that a lot of stuff happens when he can draw off just one riff. I just play one riff. Oh, play that again. Oh, play that again, and then we loop it a little bit, and then it's like, oh, I got this idea. Can we start working? And then, yeah, this is cool. But then I have to change the riff, and all of a sudden, you're somewhere else. But it happens there and then, and that happens to many of the songs nowadays. And I like that because it's fluid all the way until the end. When you get the mix back, that's when you know you're done. You know.
And we are not as protective of our own territory as well. It's like, you know, he writes the riffs, but I have an input. I write the lyrics, but he can have an input. You know, stuff like that. And both of us are way more open-minded, and it's sort of fine to get into that space.
And that's something Howard
that's
developed because we didn't. Fuck, it was. I had my castle, and there was this castle, and nobody could break through those walls. You know, in a way.
But do you inspire each other now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Feed into the fire.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
It gives us so many more points of entry when it comes to like finding that melody or finding that you know, something that means something.
Yeah.
And there's no surprises either. Like, you know, already on the demo stages during the writing process, we know sort of what the end result is gonna be. It doesn't matter if it changes a few words or it changes a few, you know, guitar tones or melodies or like whatever. We both feel comfortable. It will be happy towards the end. It will, you know, or it will even better, like that what we expected. It won't go the other way around. Before it was like as we said, super protective, and the music was done, the lyrics was done, or the vocals was cut somewhere else, and here's the final master, and nobody could say anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not really fair to anyone thinking like that. You know, and then it's like that's not how it's supposed to be in a band.
And this late in our careers, we find out.
That's
No, it was just, and it's great. That's why this is still so fun, and why we really love doing what we do still, because we still learn. I mean, by doing something we love with people that we really like, we're still learning and still enjoying what we do.
So after 20 plus years,
Yeah.
you have found democracy.
Yeah, well, there's no democracy.
No, democracy is
No
out of the door.
compromise.
Yeah.
No, but it's it's been a learning process. Let's put it like that. But it was something that we found right away that we enjoyed. It was frustrating at times in the beginning and scary to let somebody from the outside in, Howard, for instance, hearing his opinions and actually having to listen to them, because we've worked with producers in the past, but it's been kind of hard for us to open up and for them to penetrate. So it's been more of the producers in the past being more like engineers in a way, and this time around we just, I guess we're old enough or brave enough to say that, listen to that guy, you know, he's got all this experience, good ideas, and and it actually was a very happy surprise.
Yeah. But I understood that you took singing lessons now. Was it the first time?
I took 3 in '97. But that guy, he was super scary. He was just feeling my stomach out all the time. It was super scary. But then for battles, it was that was a horrible experience. That's why I didn't do anything from '97 up until battles. But it was Howard. He's like, why don't you try? I've sent some of my singers that I work with to this guy. His name is Mark Rank, and you will have a good time. And I was like, skeptic, you know. But then I went there and I had a great time. Me and him formed a really good bond and became good friends, and he helped me understand my instrument, and then when I went back for this one, for this new album, but decided to do even more because it's fun, you know. I'm not trying to be the best singer in the world. I'm trying to understand my own limits and my own faults and what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, or what I should focus on. And it made me or made my instrument better for what we do.
It made a lot of difference. Obviously, he was up to speed. Like Boys was working already at the demo stage. We didn't have to wait until the studio time to get all the ideas that we have in our heads onto tape. You know?
Yeah.
And I can reach like heights I didn't know. I mean, it's like you know.
With control.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
Has 20+ years of screaming become more and more difficult?
No, I think that helped me to become a better singer.
Yeah.
That's what he says. Like, because I had that push, that energy. It helped me being prepared for what I'm doing right now. It's not different. It's just I don't want to do it the same way. I mean, I can still screaming. Wake me in the middle of the night. I know exactly how to do that stuff.
It's like sometimes we say, well, this part needs more aggression to it, and then it's a one take. You know, it's like, because you don't need to. He doesn't need to think. It just happens.
Yeah.
Like that. And,
but I noticed when you on live shows that the sort of how should I say, the songs are maybe arranged vocally a bit differently than they used to be. Is it because you have more range to sing actually, or?
Are you speaking about the old stuff?
Yeah, I mean old songs that when you now play them live, they are sound a bit different than the originals.
Yeah, but I forgot how they sounded. How to play them.
I think live and studio it is different. It should be different, but that's not. I don't think that's intentional. I mean, and it's also again like when we talk about music, it's what we like and what other people like. That it's up to anyone to judge, but it's like I can't. Yeah, it just comes out different. I don't know if either you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it. I don't have a good answer. It is what it is, right? Yeah. I don't think about it. It's like I just sing it from my heart and whatever. I could still do deep growls if I wanted to, all the time, but it's so limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess on the new album you hear a lot of going very high and clean singing and besides the growls, of course.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice little mix of it.
Yeah.
But we always, I mean, I wouldn't say always, but for the most part of what we do, we always liked to mess around a little bit with that, to have the clean vocals, because it adds a total different dynamic to the thing. It's like the fact that we incorporate electronic stuff into our music as well. It's something that we find is interesting and something that you can develop and layer the music in a different way. And
it has to fit. Like it's like there are times where we go in and think it's gonna be like a clean vocal part, and it's like, yeah, let's go back to the harsh, like really hit it hard, and then it turns out better. And the other way around, you have
that
to.
It's like too much, you know. Like, could you dial it back a bit, and then all of a sudden it's really cool melody comes out, and it's like, yeah, this really complements the rhythm part here and makes the song way more exciting or way more interesting. You know, so it's just a compliment, all of these things.
But there's a lot of layers. Is it difficult to find the right puzzle? I mean, you build a puzzle with the song. Is it difficult to find the right pieces, or everything goes smoothly?
Most of it goes smoothly. Working this way compared to how it's been in the past, this is way smoother because you deal with issues or small bumps in the road directly. So you don't encounter them when you're like pretty much set in the song. We can deal with all that early on in the process. So that's way easier.
If we get stuck, we move on to the next thing, and then if we can't get around something that it can't be forced. If it doesn't feel right, you can't come up with something better for a while. Then leave it and just do something completely different.
Yeah.
I think we have a week or so, a couple of days in when we start, that we need to just get rid of. Sort of, we have to record it just to put it on the side because that's not where we're at our best. It's just have to get everything starting, and
it's like the choke on a motorbike or something. You have to warm it up first and get rid of that first stuff, you know. And then when the process is in motion, then it's actually really easy today.
Talking about the lyrical concepts on the album, society, and you can tell more about that. But let's start with the question: how fucked up is the world that we live in today?
Yeah, how fucked up is it?
It's easy for me to sit here and complain, and I'm having a beer talking about myself and my band, or our band. But I think it's a scary situation. I think we, as people, don't know how good we have. It's like we're closer to war than ever. We don't understand, like, we don't appreciate the freedom, and everybody's, I mean, judging people left and right. We, in our race to be so politically correct, we sort of forget the essence of things. And this new media we have, which is fairly new with the internet and the social media, everybody's trying to be better than someone, and the judge and jury are online, and yeah, there are a lot of fuck things, but a lot of good things as well, you know. It's a matter of coping with it, and that's why the mask, and we all carry those masks in different situations, trying to cope with everything around us.
Yeah, I guess the first song that I heard, "This Is the House," it's like a call to arms. That you have to do shit.
I think we have to turn things around for sure.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, why are we like religion and race and everything in between? You think that, then it's like, fuck it, come on, we gotta change the thing around. We have the environment around us. Just I just read today that which is nothing new, but even the scientists today, we talked about how the ice is melting fast, but it's even faster than what we expected. And we don't know what's going to happen. Well, we know eventually what's going to happen. It's going to be the end of things. But, you know, I don't think we appreciate our time and don't understand the consequences of our behavior. So, I mean, we can talk about this for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But you know, we have to take a step back and just understand what we have and appreciate what we have, and, you know, appreciate people around us. Yeah.
Do you agree to that?
Yeah. On the other side of things, I read a really good book that sort of counters a little bit of that. I mean, there are certain truths that you can't deny, obviously, with, well, my truth, the Earth is not flat, and global warming is happening. But there's also, as you mentioned, there's a lot of good stuff. Hans Rosling, a famous Swedish professor, written a bunch of books, and it actually is a little bit of a feel-good book because it's all statistics from all over the world, from UN, that actually shows that a lot of things are improving. So it is not only shit, but for the most part, and especially what's reported in media, is definitely painting a very dark world. And I absolutely agree on that.
Yeah. But you want to bring this also to the listeners, that they start to think about these things.
Yeah. But overall, I think it will be a greater experience. I'm not trying to preach, but we are done with what we created this. Now it's up to you. Take it, do the best thing, make this album your own. If you can put yourself in the lyric, that will make you a better experience for you. This album will mean more to you than anything else. So, yeah.
Own interpretation.
Yeah. That's in general, that's a greater experience then.
Yeah. Looking at the In Flames journey for the past 4,000 years or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I guess looking good. I saw you guys in Stockholm in Globen last year. Last year you played Scandinavium in Gothenburg, I guess. So the venues are getting bigger and bigger. What's the left dream still?
Well, there's no atmosphere on the moon. I don't should play there. No, but seriously, it's. We know we're very fortunate being able to do this for such a long time. We have very long careers, and we're still in the middle of it. It feels like. And it would have been easier if you asked 10, 15 years ago if there's like a country you want to play in. We've been lucky and played. I wouldn't say everywhere, but a lot of places. So I think now just to have this joy or love for what we do and energy still, to keep that for years to come, it would be amazing. And right now we're in the middle of things, a new record coming out, and I feel as excited as any of the records, you know. Again, 13 records in, it's pretty cool, you know? And to keep that feeling and being able to do what we do is sort of a goal, I guess.
Okay, I mean, I agree. There's not a certain venue or something that let's conquer that place. That's not it. It's more about, I'm grateful for being here, doing what we do, and been doing this for such a long time. There's some countries I would like to visit. They're like, I want to play on Iceland. That would be great. I would love to play in India. I would play this place, that place, whatever. But it's not a certain size of a crowd, or it's not that. It's just amazing that we still can do what we do, and I cherish that every day.
But I guess if 10,000 persons are singing together in only for the week, it feels pretty good.
Feels amazing.
Sure, it feels great, but then there's another day, you know?
It's hard to explain with words the feeling you have. When all these fists are in the air. And, and it's obviously what we live for, you know? And yeah, we're fortunate. We know this.
Yeah. You have a Peter left a couple of years back, and I guess now you changed the drummer for this album. What's the mood in the band? I'm not going into is there some drama here?
There's no drama. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Nobody's been fired ever from this band, to my knowledge, at least. I don't know. I don't know what happened before we joined, but it's it's almost always the same things. It's like touring takes its toll on people, and their life situations change, and it's just a matter of fact, you know. And if something is not functioning within this very tight camp, or somebody feels he doesn't belong there anymore, it's a sad thing, but it's a natural thing to move on. And we, in my opinion, only gotten better as a group, because everybody is at the very least very motivated to tour, which is where we spend most of our time. And the more motivated people are to tour, having more fun, it makes us better and makes us enjoy it more, which in turn makes us better, you know. And so far it's only been beneficial. And then it's a tasting if you like what we're doing now, or if you like what we did 15 years ago. But as a group, I don't think we've ever been better.
And we knew going into this album that Joe, he was not supposed to continue. So that proves that there's no drama there. He was like, you know, he just told us, like, I can't, my back is hurting too much. I'm, you know, too heavy painkillers. It's not, you can't be on the road if you're suffering. But we were like, yeah, well, let's record the album.
He really wanted to do the record.
It will be your grand finale for In Flames, whatever. And then that's it, you know. And now we have Tanner playing drums, and he's doing an amazing job. And the band feels as we have a great time, you know, like lovely time.
Can you ever imagine quitting this job and going to some desk and have a desk job somewhere? No. 9 to 5.
No, I've tried that, and I didn't enjoy it.
When?
I have tried it numerous times. It's, you know, every now and then I've been doing a lot of different things, and no, this is what I know how to do. At least pretend to know how to do. But this is what I enjoy doing, very much so, and again, I've mentioned it before, we're very fortunate to, you know, hang out all over the world, play our way of metal, songs that we love and have created, drinking beer with friends, and pay our bills. 'Cause I can't, there's nothing bad about that at all, you know, so, and there's nothing, you can't compare it to anything else.
And I guess as long as it feels like that, this journey continues.
It does.
Yeah. Now instead, what's in the heart and soul of In Flames?
The heart and soul of In Flames?
Yes.
It's a good question. Speaking purely musically, it's melody. The love of melody, the joy of melodies, and for me personally, what it does here, what it tickles, you know, in my mind. But being part of it as a person is, I don't know what I would have done if I wasn't doing this. Because I never had a plan, you know. This was, I knew from the start I'm going to play music, and yeah, I got lucky enough to meet up with the right people, and we worked hard obviously, but also had fun doing it, and yeah. So, and I think that is sort of the essence, and I think you can see it live too. We actually have fun playing, and we actually enjoy hanging out. So joy and melody. That sounds religious almost. That wasn't the point. Yeah.
You said last time that.
Yeah, exactly.
What did he say?
What did I say?
Exactly this about that. Doing something. I mean, from the empty page, going to do something, create something, and then play live.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I haven't changed my mind. So.
Okay. Yeah, good that you got it confirmed from me first. One last question. That if you would now go back to, I mean, listening to this, if you would go back to the young guys yourselves, in 1989, what would you say to them? That keep on doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't change. Honestly, I wouldn't change anything. Like these are so quotable words, but because otherwise I wouldn't be here now. Having this, in my opinion, great record just about to be released, and knowing that I have a ton of touring ahead of me, which we love doing. Yeah, I would totally say just continue, dude. Easy on the hard liquor, stay with the beer.
Just small details.
Yeah, details only.
Do you agree to that?
Yeah, for the I agree on everything, but it's just like, if I would tell my younger self something, it would be like, you know, be relaxed. It will work out in the end.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't be, you know, don't fight too much, or don't be too stubborn or whatever. It will work.
Easy to say to a 22-year-old.
But definitely will work out in the end. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But it's, yeah, to sit here and say that, it's just, it's too easy.
Yeah, and I guess a 21-year-old guy wouldn't be listening anyway.
No, for sure. Like, shut up, old
Who are you,
man.
old guy? You see that old guy trying to tell me something?
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And I'll assume that you will be playing in Finland as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rockfest is the first
Yeah, we
one.
have a festival coming up, and yeah, we love Finland, so yeah, we'll be back. You can't get rid of us.
No, and we have plenty of good beer and lonkero.
Yeah,
Lonkero.
wow.
I haven't had a lonkero in a very long time. Maybe I'll have one tonight. Yeah, I will have one.